Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Northgard here on Not Your Professional Walkthroughs. This is attempt number, 3 or 4, because I keep literally fucking up the start of the trade war campaign mission. So, couple of things. We're gonna have to trade, and that is gonna require a couple of things. The biggest problem in this region is the lack of potential food income. So, trying to go with the clan of Stag is much more difficult. So, because I'm an idiot and I'm playing this on hard difficulty, I'm gonna go with Halvard, the clan of Goat, and hopefully this time I will not fuck up the start and have to go through reading all the context and the text and the interaction of our main protagonist all over again, because if I'm gonna have to do this like 5th time or something, I'm just gonna start recording something else. So just to let you know that these are still not your professional walkthroughs, and I'm still a total idiot, and if you want to see this idiot fail miserably at other beautiful games, make sure to subscribe as I publish fun content on a weekly basis. But besides that, let's jump into the 4th scenario, the trade war, where the side or bonus objectives will become revealed once we actually complete this scenario for the first time. So the game actually encourages replay, and that is a great thing because you have more time to invest into this beautiful game and get more out of it if you are, well, an idiot like I am, playing it on hard difficulty.
Hagen had eluded us, so Egil left to track him down himself. He was to send for me upon finding him. In the meantime, Bran and Halvar insisted we establish a far-reaching supply network for all our future expeditions throughout Northgard. This would be a war of another kind entirely, one to be fought with gold rather than steel. I just had to focus on the task at hand, waiting to hear from Egil.
Rick, here we are, certainly an excellent spot to establish a commercial choke point. Halvard, let us roll up our sleeves. To be honest, I would rather not spill blood. This bad for business. Liv, good day, my lords. I see we have all come to the same conclusion. This region should be commercial nerve center for the victor. Brand, greetings. You must be Liv of Raven Clan, lieutenant to that scum Hagen. I would rather be your ally than your enemy, but the norms seem to disagree. Rick, do not expect mercy from me, Raven. Soon enough, all goods entering Northgard will have to go through us. Liv, indeed, there's only room for one trade tycoon, and I'm afraid I cannot let you put a spoke in my wheel. Still, I wish you all good luck. Halvard, refreshing to see that battles can be still fought without childish chest pumping. We too bid you good fortune, for you will need it. And hopefully I will not screw this up again. Rick, we had better get started. The key to victory is to build a longship dock and a lighthouse, then make use of a great trade route. Okay, so a great trade route is something which we will need to actually gain access to. But in order for us to gain access to Lighthouse, we're gonna first need to research the shipbuilding. So as per usual, we're gonna start off with scouting. And because we have the clan of Goat, we're gonna have access to sheep. And we're gonna have therefore access to a building which is somewhere in here if I decide to find it one of these beautiful days. Not the forge, where is it? The sheepfold. The sheepfold is a structure where you can house sheep, and this is gonna give you access to additional food, which we will definitely need, because if you start to try and grow your population too fast, it's not gonna work out too well for you. So there are a couple of things which we need to address at the start of the game. The surrounding 3 regions are all crucial for our survival. This one contains a field of wheat, this one has access to plenty of wood, and this one has a hunting ground. So we're gonna need these 3 regions in order to set up our colony. So first two regions need to be established before the winter is here, and in order for us to actually start to produce our own food at greater rate and be able to sustain our colony or our clan. So we're gonna start to clear out these two regions of the 4 wolves, and hopefully by doing so we're gonna be able to set up a good starting position for ourselves. So we're gonna establish a builder here. We're gonna colonize this spot over here, which is gonna kind of leave us at a really bad position with the whole food production. But this place can hold 3 buildings, so theoretically building a field, a silo, and the sheepfold should be our primary concern. Once we have control over this region, we're gonna have to construct the Woodcutters Lodge as a really important building too, because especially during the winter season we are gonna suffer through the withdrawal of wood, as we will require that as a potential resource as well. I do want to keep this region open for more crucial buildings. So the first house which we are gonna actually construct is gonna have to be constructed over in this location, and it's gonna leave us almost without any wood whatsoever. So this is why having a proper start to the game is gonna be so important. Now, this region is great because it not only gives us the deer to be hunted, it also gives us a runestone and first stone deposit, followed by another stone deposit and another circle of stone. But the brown bear is too much for just our lovely pagan or brand or whoever we have at our disposal as our main warrior. Halvard, sorry that I got it wrong. So we're gonna have to establish a couple of things. Our food production right now is not the greatest. Our wood reserves are not the greatest. We're gonna have to clear out these wolves, and I'm gonna have to be careful on how I do this with Halvard, otherwise we are gonna be screwed. This region will require 80 food, and the 3 wolves are just gonna get us to a point at which we cannot really defend ourselves. So I might have to wait for the next season or after the winter comes before I would be willing to actually go ahead and invest into further expansion, especially because currently our food production is not really the greatest. I mean, we can sacrifice the sheep in order to actually get where we need to. It gives us 80 food, and I might consider it. It would actually give us access to this, but I'm not sure if Halvard, with his current state of health, would be capable of actually withstanding the damage that 3 wolves are capable of outputting simultaneously, because the battle is 3 versus 1. So as you can see, it's really not great, and we are gonna require the healing cabin or the healer's hut, which is gonna just burn through our entire wood reserve as is. So we're gonna have to keep on increasing the wood production. So if we eventually gain this region, the stone deposit is gonna be redistributed against or amongst the town hall upgrade, the farm upgrade, the hunter's lodge, and eventually even the Woodcutters Lodge once we gain access to the second stone deposit, which has a tiny bit more stone in it. Now, it looks like we are already under attack, and that is not good. And this is why I kind of did not want to sacrifice too many of my people or too much of Halvard's health. And we're gonna have to establish the healer rather fast so that he can start healing him. And once he is healed, he can start healing the other units. So we are able to keep up the production of wood and food right now. Happiness is good. The income is good. Our scouts are working at exploring this region, and here we're gonna come across at least, or something which I have not really seen as of yet. We're gonna come across an extremely high concentration of iron, which we will require in order to improve our overall tools. But also we're gonna have to make sure that we are gonna do something with the mining, and so that we can start doing the sailing or the shipbuilding, so that the lighthouse can be constructed and we can gain the advantage above the Raven clan, because actually running the trade routes is gonna burn through our money. So having to trade with someone and having a disposable income is gonna be extremely crucial. So that is why we're gonna have to make our way through this location and eventually even contest this spot over here so that we can gain access to all that fancy iron. But first of all, we need to clear out everything that is in our way, and we're gonna have to make damn sure that we are gonna be well prepared for the upcoming winter. And I still hate that I cannot really control who the healers are actually healing, because it just makes it that much more frustrating for me personally. We're gonna start to colonize. If we're gonna get too damn desperate, I'm just gonna sacrifice one of the sheep. We do need 2 in order to be put inside of the sheepfold, or what's the building called. And once we have access to this location, theoretically speaking, we can start establishing a mine. We do have access to all that we need. And I would actually also like to establish the Hunter's Lodge. So the initial start of the population will go rather smoothly. I can still construct 1 additional house over in this region, which is perfectly fine. But I'm kind of low on resources, so I cannot really do that anyhow. So 2 out of 3 buildings have been constructed here. We are burning through our food. So I'm gonna sacrifice this sheep for now so that we are able to survive. We're gonna go with the mining efficiency so that those miners are able to work a bit faster. And I'm gonna try to put down 2 people to become hunters first. That is the key. And I think we have lost our scout, but you can see the deposit which is here. So there are 4 deposits. Overall iron deposit is at 58, so that's quite a lot of iron. But we're going to require quite a large force of units in order to deal with the valkeries, because they pack quite a mean punch. So that's going to be something which we will need to deal with as well. We're going to require a villager, which we do not have currently. And that villager is going to be responsible for constructing another house so that we can expand our population even further. Now you can see that currently, thanks to the bonuses of the goat clan, we aren't really losing that much food or that much wood, at least in comparison to the stag clan, that's certain. When I played it with the previous attempt or previous couple of attempts, I actually decided to, and I got surprisingly quite far. I decided to play it with the stag clan, but eventually I got to a point where I wasn't simply able to keep up and maintain the necessary stuff or the food production, because we started to burn through the food just too damn fast, and it was just most unfortunate. I definitely need more people in order to help us out. 20-something is where I was at the time when I had to realize that I got to a point from which there is no return, and I had to restart the recording, which got me really angry. But hey, if the game is fairly challenging and it offers challenges which are actually welcome, I'm gonna go for it. I'm a sucker for punishment, and I like it when a game has its challenges. We're gonna actually cancel out the healer right now. I'm gonna put him to work on the sheepfold so that the 2 sheep can be placed inside, and actually they can start to produce food for our clan. And we're going to be able to build a couple of these buildings. And of course, if we are going to be too damn desperate and we're going to have a surplus of sheep, we're going to be able to upgrade these buildings and therefore put in more sheep to like supply us with the necessary food. Now, because we have only 1 scout, that is most unfortunate. She is, however, healthy. There is quite a lot of locations that need to be scouted out. There's quite a lot of wealth that can be discovered in these lands, but there is also a crap ton of danger that lies ahead of ourselves. So I'm gonna have to take you away. I'm gonna have to take you in here and attack. Can you please finish off what you were doing? Oh, that's it? The building is constructed? Okay, so the sheep can go there, and we're gonna have to get healers. So what are we currently losing is only food. The sheepfold is helping. So it's gonna slowly kick up and start producing what we need. Once this stone deposit is cleared out, this quarry can be destroyed and we're going to be able to start trying to contest this region. But I cannot get too far ahead of myself. The next research which we can go for is theoretically this, but also we can theoretically do this so that we can produce wood a bit faster. We do need to, however, keep in mind that the lighthouse will need to be constructed. I'm going to go with the sharp axes, so that we gain access to more resources. So by the time I'm going to start constructing these two structures, we're going to actually be able to do what is necessary. And I need the access to more wood in order to start upgrading the town hall. The town hall is going to give us more people that can work on, or more population that can be living here. We're going to need to set up a person as additional scout. We're going to need to upgrade the scout camp in order to be able to scout out the enemy region. And also the map. And rig. Well, winter is behind us and we have some stone in store. Now we should try to upgrade as many buildings as possible. I really love it that this is the back setting that I am working with on unscouted region. Howard, good thinking. Upgrading is more than just luxury. It is a key to victory. It will allow us to affect more workers, blah blah blah. We probably won't be able to upgrade all the structures, though we should be careful to determine which are most important. And we should remember to keep mining iron as well. Our workers could use better tools. So I really hate that it kind of pushed me over into this region, but if we're going to be able to upgrade this building, as I mentioned, we're going to be able to do a couple of things, such as gain more population, increase the rate at which people are actually being recruited, and afterwards we're going to be able to start upgrading these additional buildings because we have now access to the stone. Well, there is still 9 stone to be mined, so I'm guessing we're going to have overall 20 stone. So we can upgrade the Woodcutters Lodge, or the field, or the Hunter's Lodge in order to actually boost our overall production of these resources. In order for us to increase our population then further, if we're gonna require it, I would prefer to actually just build up houses in these regions instead of actually utilizing upgrade or stone for upgrading the houses. So the next thing which we can start focusing our attention towards is the Longship Dockyard. This is going to give us not only access to lore or fame, but also it's going to give us access to money. So that's going to be important too. And I would like to build it over in this region, as we have 3 out of 5 buildings. And I think with the lighthouse included, it's going to count for 5 buildings together. We are under attack, but hopefully or thankfully Halvard is in the right location. And so we are able to defend ourselves, and we can go and try to push out against these puppies and then try to use a scout in order to scout out these ruins. This scout is actually injured, so I would prefer if she would return back to our home base. We're gonna actually use the money in order to colonize this so that we can get whatever is inside. The next upgrades, I think I'm gonna go with the farm. And that is gonna allow us to put down another person. And once we have access to silo, we're just gonna be able to store more resources all together. Healer should be working. Scout should go and scout out this location over here. A scout has been injured, which sucks, so we're gonna take him or her back. Put down one more person to become additional healer. I cannot really put him anywhere where he would not be prioritized for the healing. This building can now be destroyed because we have no longer a use for a mine here. So these two fellas can return back in order to become villagers. A long ship dockyard, what do we need? We need wood, so I really need to focus on upgrading this. And for that, we actually require the crowns. So shipbuilding should be awesome. Spare tools. Tools improvement for farmers, hunters, and fishermen. Cost no crowns or iron, and forging time for those tools divided by 2. Amenities. Cost 50% less to develop a zone. Periodically, a sheepfold containing 2 sheep makes a new sheep appear. So this is something which is specific to the clan. We're gonna go with the shipbuilding because it's crucial, and then we can do with the amenities and such and such. So that we can start producing more sheep and sustain our clan with food. So we have quite dramatically ramped up our food production. So that means we're gonna have to focus on a couple of buildings. I want to do this structure here. We're gonna have to set up 2 people to go in there. And thankfully, since we have access to the Dockyard, we're gonna maybe get a jump start on the ravens, although it's really difficult to sustain your clan with money if you want to operate the trade route, because that thing is just gonna drain your pocket like crazy. So we have obtained money from this at least, which is great. We're still gonna require a silo to be constructed, and we need wood for that purpose, so I really need to upgrade this structure. And we're gonna send out a 3rd person to join the ranks of the woodcutters. And these 2 lovely people are gonna be responsible for our raiding party, so we get some more money and some more lore. So please drop off the food. Go in. And build a lighthouse is what's necessary. So for a lighthouse, we will require actually 100 coins. So we are almost there. But I feel like maybe a silo should be more appropriate, because currently all that we are producing as a surplus of food is actually being wasted. So I really need to construct the silo as a priority. So we're gonna actually remove one of the healers, turn them into a normal person that can work. And we're gonna have to go now with, for example, the amenities. Upgrade buildings producing food and happiness can be assigned an additional villager. It kind of works not exactly as I would intend it to work. I have unfortunately clicked too fast on the new title of Skald, which we have received, so we can do a couple of things, and the next thing which we want to do is of course to build the lighthouse over here. So if we construct this, it's gonna allow us to start setting up the trade routes. As you can see, it's gonna cost us money over a period of time, increase the happiness and the amount of points which we need to gather. So we need 2,000 points. Ravens have not started as of yet, but because we are not that well set up money-wise, we're not going to be able to sustain this for too damn long. So we are going to have to switch it on and off as time goes by in order to actually sustain whatever it is that we are doing. Okay, so it looks like the lighthouse does not actually count as additional building. We can boost our happiness by constructing, the brewery. It looks like one of our scouts has been injured. Both of our scouts are actually injured, so if possible, we're gonna withdraw our forces. And we're gonna have to establish eventually a training camp as well. We're gonna have to do something regarding money too, because we are just losing money as crazy. Let's trading post should be a possibility for us. And as you can see, a sheep has been created, so theoretically we can either eventually upgrade this building in order to place in 3 sheep, or we can just build another sheep fold somewhere around here. But I think the training camp is gonna have a priority because Halvard himself cannot really clear out the bear. It will take him multiple attempts alone. And especially during the winter time, it's really irresponsible to be trying to attack. So we're not gonna go for it. We aren't really producing any stone as of now, so that's kind of negatively affecting us as well. If we construct this building, we're going to be able to start actually boosting our income so that we can sustain at least the basic trade route. Because there are multiple trade routes, but if we would want to run one responsible for 15 points, 6 happiness, it would cost us 40 crowns in order to reach the lands of Vinland. And the lands of Vinland, if I am correct, is actually modern United States. Because they named Greenland, even though it's constantly under fire, it's still, I think it belongs to Denmark. Or it's a territory of Denmark. Our population is at its limit, so we're gonna need to reach or colonize another location in order to start making something happen. We can build a trade route with kobols. That would actually help us to start off something. It would give us more money, it would burn through our food, but keeping in mind that currently we are looking at the winter season, that is why we are actually losing food as is. So what I would like to do is establish the training camp over here, and then we're going to be able to establish another house, a mining camp, and whatever else we're gonna require over here with the additional circle of stones. I do not want to battle the bear currently because it's the season that we aren't most proficient at battling it out. Upgrade buildings producing food and happiness can be assigned additional villagers. Increasing the healer's healing speed is a great thing. Reduces your building upgrade cost by 20%. Coinage. Your trade routes produce 100% more coins. We're gonna go with that. Hopefully it's gonna help us out to double whatever we are making. Unfortunately, it looks like certain resources can be only traded with certain clans. And we have not even yet discovered all of them currently residing on the map. So this spot is fully occupied. This one has still a location available. I don't know if I really want to build a sheepfold in here. I would rather probably build it somewhere out here. This location is now fully occupied. So in order for us to further keep increasing happiness and everything, we're gonna have to wait a bit. I need to find a villager that's gonna be responsible for joining our army, and we're going to be able to therefore start battling the bear and hopefully colonize this location and keep pushing onward. So let's go battle the teddy bear here. Teddy bear packs quite the punch, so the damage output of this unit is actually quite big, which is why I'm happy that we have the additional support from the 2 warriors. Then there are the drough who are occupying this location, and there are the ruins too. Okay, let's colonize this region. Once that is colonized, the healers are going to be able to step in and do their job. You two are going to have to stop being warriors for now, maybe. Or theoretically, you can actually remain as warriors because you're going to help me with the droughts here. We're going to need to construct a couple of things. So we need additional house. We need the mine in order to tap into the stone deposit here. So let's start off with the house. And you know what? Even though Halvard is not fully healed, we're gonna actually push out over here and try to battle the drough, or whatever you pronounce their name, in order to colonize this region for this ruin. And we are under attack immediately as I pushed out. Yeah, I know that we are unhappy and everything and blah 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 blah. We aren't really able to capture this region because this region was under attack. And we're gonna need to set up this brewery in order to increase the overall happiness of our people. And our scouts. Where are our scouts? We have only one. Why do we have only one? I do not know. But you're going to be responsible for clearing out this ruin over here. That's going to give you time to become healthy once more. And once we are going to be able to have more people, those more people are going to be able to start working in the quarry or start working in the brewery, which we are going to need as is. Why did I construct it over here is beyond me. I'm going to probably focus on building the brewery somewhere in the initial region. We do need the healer. We will require the other sheepfold, so the sheepfold can be constructed over here, for example. You go build the brewery. Scout is coming over here. We could use another medic, that's for sure. But we can use a whole bunch of stuff, such as upgrading the hunter's hut, or anything else, truly. So 3 sheep are now accessible. We are getting quite the advantage against Liv. Actually, when I tried to play this for the first time, I did not know that I have to focus my research towards this. So what eventually happened was, by the time I actually started to use the trade route, I have colonized quite a decent chunk of the map. I was actually trying to make a push for the iron deposit here. And unfortunately, that is when the food troubles started. So yeah, fun stuff. So let's go over here. Let's do that. Let's upgrade these buildings, and now we are going to be able to have either Freya's Blessing, where we reduce the loss of food and production during winter by 50% and wood consumption by 15. Then we have 3 points of happiness, or 15 stone and 10 iron. I'm going to go with this in order to reduce the amount of food that we keep losing during the winter season. It's going to help us greatly, at least I hope it's going to help us greatly. Now our population can go up to 23. We're gonna leave it at that. We can theoretically build up houses over here in this location, but I don't want to attempt to expand the population too fast, because that can backfire rather quickly. You, my dear, please go and start mining that stone. Or theoretically, if we are too damn desperate and the food is starting to run low, even during the season when it's not winter, construct the sheepfold, and after the sheepfold has been constructed, we're going to be able to send out 2 sheep over here, because eventually the quarry is going to be demolished as is. Scout is injured, so hopefully she's not gonna die. We're gonna send her over here. I would love it if we can get more people so that they can work at the brewery. We are missing the stone, but once the sheepfold has been constructed, you're gonna start mining the stone. And you 2 lovely sheep are gonna be able to access this building and help us with our food situation. Just slightly, but it's still better than being poked in the eye with something. The 2 warriors are here, so one of you will watch this flank, one of you will watch this flank, and the halberd will stand a watch over here, because this is one of the regions where the enemy tends to go and attack us. Kobols are here, ravens are spreading, they have quite a lot of defense towers. So we don't really have to battle them, that's fortunate. Upgrading these structures, I'm not really sure if they produce that much of a surplus. Okay. We're gonna actually send Halvard in order to save the soldier here, or the warrior, because the drough alone, 1 versus 1, is quite deadly. So we were able to withstand the attack, and we're gonna be able to build up some buildings over here eventually as well. Theoretically, I think we should still be able to build 1 additional building. You can only build 3 of them, keep that in mind. But because we have the perk which allows us to keep producing sheep, it's not really affecting us that negatively. We are able to keep production of food until 800. I think there might be a rat attack or something weird like that, so we're gonna have some trouble with that, which might affect the overall happiness. Do we have a villager here? Yes, we do. So instantaneously, we're going to transfer him into the brewery. That's going to help us with the happiness, and it's going to increase the speed at which we are producing our villagers. So think of like the castle. There exactly is 1 building, and 1 building alone responsible for the production of happiness, and it's tavern. Which makes the research of the entire decoration sector completely pointless. And I think Liv is actually building up her points rather faster than we are currently able to keep up with. But I kind of do not care at this point. We're gonna put down an additional worker to join the mine so that we can actually keep the overall stone production up. And theoretically, we are gonna be able to, this way, upgrade a couple of more structures. I don't think I'm gonna go with upgrade for a training camp. It's kind of pointless. I would rather actually construct the axe throwers or the shield bearers camp so that we get a unit capacity at 4. It's gonna be much better. And also theoretically, another person can be allocated over to the Circle of Stone, where up to 2 people can study this in order to give you access to more and more lore. So theoretically, once this quarry has been destroyed, the 2 guys can be relocated to either study the stone, or they can be eventually, once we clear out the 3 valkeries who are quite deadly together, to the production of iron, which means we will require a smith to start upgrading our tools. So theoretically, getting access to the spare tools is gonna be awesome, because we're gonna be able to upgrade these things without having to wonder or worry about certain stuff. Reduces your building's upgrade cost by 20%. Sounds awesome. We're gonna go with that. Food trade. Trading food increases your trade routes, crowns income by 50% and by 70% on zones with a natural food source. So we do have it actually constructed on a zone with natural food source, which is the deer itself. So theoretically, if we would get that as the next lore, we would greatly help ourselves with more money. And if we help ourselves with more money, we can spend even maybe more for the Northgard trade route, so we can keep producing more of the commercial influence points and become the next trading hub. But that's quite the way to go, so I can't get too far ahead of myself. The goal right now is to actually just survive this cruel winter and make sure that we are well fed and well supplied with just about anything. As you can clearly see, this winter is hitting us hard. We do have some sort of blizzard, which is really negatively affecting our food production and wood production, so we are all burning through wood pile or wood stockpile and our food reserves. But thankfully we do have access to the silo, so we haven't even reached the half of our production capability as of yet, because we have the reduction of how many resources we do require for upgrading certain buildings. We can actually upgrade this structure for only 8 stone and have now 3 hunters responsible for obtaining food. So we're going to be fairly well set up when it comes to food sustenance overall, and therefore that should keep us well prepared for whatever might come. Our scout has been injured, so we're gonna take her back and we are under attack. So Halvard is actually well placed in order to protect our mining operation, because the miners are really bad when it comes to defending themselves, even from a single wolf, which makes you wonder, how is that even possible? Because if you think about other games where I have this Norse mythology, for example, Kingdom Two Crowns, the Norselands, there, for example, even the basic villagers are now extremely deadly in comparison to the basic Two Crown games, where, well, most of your people aren't that deadly. A new year has arrived, we have survived it, now our food production is gonna go up. Our scout is hopefully gonna be able to recover. Do we have 2 healers? We have 1 healer. Okay. We're gonna have to take a look at this medicine so that they are healing us a bit faster, because I'm becoming a bit nervous about this whole situation. I do think I'm gonna want to go with the food trade, however, in order to make up even more income. And we can theoretically upgrade the brewery in order to put in another person, in order to boost the overall happiness even further. But that has got us to a quite a problematic situation, where we are no longer actually able to get more people in. So you, my dear friend, are gonna go here and you are gonna construct another house. I do really not want to use stone if I do not have to. An additional house can be then constructed over in this site. But let's tap into these 2 regions for now, because here we are gonna be able to construct the mine once this one for the stone has been depleted, and then also theoretically the blacksmith, since the iron is all located in this one region, and you can construct 2 structures over here as is. 12 stone to go. Okay, beware, we are under attack once again. We are gonna have to start recontesting this spot. And I'm gonna have to actually take Halvard over there in order to help out, because this is again attack of the drough unit, and they can be quite deadly against your basic warriors. So if we can stand our ground for as long as possible, even if it means just chasing the damn thing around like it's totally stupid or whatnot, we're just slowing down the whole factor that it is trying to contest this point from us. So the warrior is going to be able to go back, recover. We're going to be able to regain control over this region. So everything is fine now. But what is not okay is the fact that we now do not possess a healer. Let's go and build a house over here if we need to. Or, yeah, you know what? I'm not gonna do that. Let's demolish this for now. We do not really need it. Theoretically, if we would want to, we can change the trade route and start selling wood, because we have a surplus of it, giving it to the kobols. But if we would go with the additional blessing or the food trade over here, we would gain even more money from this whole operation. So I'm gonna keep it for the food production, as we are, you know what, we're gonna switch it out to the wood. I don't care. So let's establish the trade route. We're gonna be able to start depleting the wood reserves this way. The people who we are gonna get right now is gonna be hopefully enough for us to keep growing the colony at a pace at which we can afford to feed everyone, which is still a crucial part of this game. We are gonna have to return you 2 lovely people to that location. Now I'm gonna build the axe throwers camp over there. One of you can become therefore a lore master, and one of you can become additional unit to help us battle the pesky valkeries that are occupying that region. We're just gonna have to time this so that we are gonna be able to make sure that we do not get attacked while we are trying to attack them, because the valkeries are seriously no joke. We're gonna start to relocate our warriors over to this location. There should be one more person who we did send out over there, if I recall correctly. We do have now access to 3 people here. So you're going to become our next unit. We do have now access to this. Reduces price on the marketplace by 50% and stock replenishment in 20% faster. I do want to go with the medicine, however, because, yeah, with the one doctor, this is not a pace which we can really afford to be, like, not healing a bit faster with one medic on our hands. You're gonna have to drop off the food, and we're gonna have to start trying to contest this location. It's gonna cost us 250 food to theoretically contest, but it's gonna take us a couple of attempts to get it done. And with one medic on our hands, trust me, this is gonna take a couple of attempts. It's not gonna be that easy. I'm thinking we're gonna actually need the other medic as well here. Food is still going up. Wood is still going up. We're able to start selling the wood. And here we have something interesting. Giants, how wonderful. Northgard is just full of surprises. Rather intimidating ones at that. However, the Jotnar are said to be formidable opponents. They are peaceful, but will take any intrusion as an aggression act. I strongly advise against antagonizing them. If they agree to trade with us, we could build a mutually beneficial relationship. It's worth trying. We should establish a trade route with them using a trade post, but unfortunately our scout has been injured. And we're gonna also need to upgrade the scout camp in order to help them scout the enemy territory. And we have only one scout as is. So hopefully when she returns back, she's going to be able to start scouting the region. Should have the 4 people here to help us out. And so let's start battling it out. We're going to have to be careful. If we were to lose Halvard, we are so screwed, it's not even funny. We're going to retreat immediately here because, like I said, in order to respawn him at the battle camp, we do have to have 5 iron. And right now, the only deposits are either here, or we would actually have to antagonize the kobols with whom we do have a trade route established, which would have to probably discontinue due to the whole situation. So we are going to try to avoid that at all costs. We unfortunately won't be able to upgrade both of the sheepfolds, but what we would be able to do is actually have another one constructed. So this villager should go over here, build the sheepfold over here, and so that the 2 sheep which have been able to be produced over time thanks to our trade are going to be able to be located inside. Tremors have been reported. A big earthquake would seriously damage our buildings unless we store wood to repair them. We do have plenty of wood stored, so that should not be an issue. This 3rd sheep is going to have to come over here, and this is going to be unfortunately our 3rd sheepfold. So unless we would come across another stone deposit, which I do not see anywhere in here, actually, now that I think about it, that is going to be quite problematic. I have honestly no idea what's this store's wrath. Colonize the zone to gain 50 points of that. There's some iron here. They are spreading around like crazy. They have plenty of wood, plenty of defenses, so it's going to be really difficult to tap into their region. And we are currently under attack, which is kind of problematic because it's across the entire goddamn map. We can theoretically send Halvard and just... that's gonna be it. He is enough. But it's gonna take time for him to get there. So I don't know if I need to construct a freaking defense tower over here so that these idiots will knock it off finally and try to capture the zone from me. It's really annoying, if I'm being honest with you. If I would try to attack with just these 4 units alone, they are gonna get pummeled so hard it's not even funny. So I really think we're gonna have to actually take a villager, and the villager is gonna be responsible for constructing a defense tower over in this sector so that we can defend it. because these constant attacks or distractions are really getting annoying. We're gonna have to take the scout back to our place and actually allow him or her to restore his or her HP. 27 out of 28. We are still producing surplus of food, which is awesome. We can theoretically upgrade this barn or food silo in order to be able to store up to 1,000 food. And therefore, we should be able to maybe build one more house over here in order to increase our population even further. Okay, so I hate the fact that the Valkyries are so closely grouped up. It's gonna make it a bit more difficult to try to retreat and such, but as long as Halvard is here, we're gonna retreat a bit faster in order to make sure we do not lose our units. The villagers specifically can return over here. The defense tower has been constructed, so now I'm no longer that afraid. If we're gonna have an earthquake, try to restore all the buildings. And immediately we are under attack. You gotta be kidding me. And by 2 of the units. And we really cannot afford to lose this region because that is one of our biggest sources of food and also where we keep majority of our food reserves as well. So that would be really bad for our overall happiness and overall sustainability. So let's clear out the drought. This location cannot have more people inside or more buildings unless we would cultivate the location. Okay, the villager can return over here. So we can resume whatever this was. Reduces price on the marketplace by 50%. In stock replenishment, we can do shiny people, required happiness based on your population. So that's gonna give us that boost which we would otherwise probably get from this blessing as is. So I still think the Freya's blessing is one of the best ones. I'm not really sure if Fjord's blessing, if I'm pronouncing the name correctly, would be beneficial to us. You go over here and fix up the house, please. You keep studying the lore. Oh, we can get another blessing? Seriously? Or, okay. We can theoretically go with this one. So we gain access to the iron in case something would happen to Halvard. I think our units are full of health, so let's go battle the fallen Valkyrie here. We should be able to take her out and therefore colonize this region with the iron deposits. Which is really great. But when it comes to stone, I have no idea what to tell you. I have no idea what to tell you. I'm gonna take you as a villager in order to help us out here. And we can theoretically take the third villager in order to build the blacksmith, or the forge, if you will, so that the resources can be utilized. And if we would have the spare tools, the tool improvement for farmers, hunters, and fishermen costs no crowns or iron, which would be awesome. We do have 10 iron as is right now, but I think I'm gonna focus on maybe upgrading our units. For start, I think only one person can work inside of the forge. We cannot really upgrade the mine so that we cannot obtain the resources at faster pace. Beware, we are under attack. Yeah, I really hate the fact that they keep attacking this region. At least we do have the defense tower doing its job and actually protecting that far out spot. The 4 units over here should be therefore redistributed in order to hold our ground so that we are not being attacked constantly by the enemy. So we're gonna spread them out for now. Do we have a spare villager? please go and fix up that building. You please become our next forge master or next smith. And I would love to wait for actually the blessing or the upgrade. Warband. What can we do? Warriors gain the charge ability and 15% attack. Increase the axe thrower's range and power by 30%. I would really love it. Increases villagers' build and repair speed by 50%. Woodcutters produce more stuff. Yeah, I really want to wait for the blessing first. At least that's gonna give us the capability to mine out some more resources in the meantime. Sure. Let's put the sheep inside. This way I can theoretically upgrade 2 of these buildings and even further increase our overall food situation. Or theoretically you can actually upgrade this and put in 3 people to change the income amount. But you know what? Let's actually put down this guy to join. We now don't have the stone in order to start upgrading. Scout has been injured, so we're gonna actually take her back in order to get cured. If we would have more stone, we can afford to do more upgrading. But as we are currently at our limit, we are at our limit. Again, I do wonder if we should push out for some of these ruins here with the bear. Quite sure we can. So these 2 can remain over here. And we can take the 3 warriors to attack the bear. See how that's gonna turn out. Maybe it's gonna completely blow in my face. Maybe it won't. But if we would be able to use the scout in order to scout out the ruins, we might get more money. If we're gonna have more money, theoretically speaking, we would be able to, for a certain amount of time, to afford a better trade route so that we are continuing to surpass the Raven clan in how much points we are able to generate over a certain period of time. We're gonna spend some food here in order to colonize this region so that that one scout can actually go there and research or scout out this ruin. Hopefully it's gonna be worth the investment. And once we have enough points for the spare tool blessing, we're gonna start to upgrade our farmers and everything. Rats have been reported. We need to store our food in food silos and have healers to protect against disease. We do have actually 2 healers, and we do have a silo which can store up to 1,000 food. So therefore we should be set up for success. At least I hope so. There is another runestone, but we're not gonna play around with that. Have you guys already depleted one of these iron deposits? Wow, okay. You guys don't screw around, huh? Really need that blessing first. I don't want to be spending iron on this if I don't have to be perfectly honest with you all. We do have a villager somewhere around, so we can theoretically put down another one to become a lore master. So let's take 1 for that, and this lady can go over here so that we can even further boost our lore research. We do have units that are defending the borders of our colony. At least we used to have. This lore master is gonna have to pull back. Beautiful. You can become the lore master over here. Drough tombs. Drought will rise from this place until you take control of it. These guys alone can deal quite a lot of damage, but there are 2 of these locations separately. Let's go with the spare tool. that is gonna allow us to start upgrading these things. So we can do the farmers for free. It's gonna take some time. Then we're gonna go with the hunters. Then we're gonna go fishermen, not really, because there is no fish to be found, which is total BS because we have this lovely ocean over here. But apparently you aren't eligible to use that as a potential food source because only a small pond with visible fish can be used for a fishery. Who came up with that? I mean, seriously, come on. Give me a break. You two, go over here. We're gonna attack this location, see how it's gonna turn out. If we would use 430 food to clear out this location, that would be interesting, but we have to keep in mind that we're gonna have this rat attack on our hands right now, so that might be interesting, but we do not have a surplus of food right now. So that's gonna be interesting. Farmer tool has been upgraded. Hunter tool is the next. Let's just make sure that these guys do not get themselves killed. I think I have lost someone as is. No, I have not actually. So we're gonna burn through the food. Oh, come on. The rats have consumed that much food? Seriously? No one will want to join? Why are you guys so unhappy all of a sudden? Yeah, the plague has hit us hard. That's so unfortunate. The cool thing is that even if we keep producing the surplus of sheep and we cannot really do anything with them, we can just keep spending them or sacrificing them for surplus of food as is because we cannot upgrade the sheepfolds anymore. We do have control over this location because we have cleared out the drough. I hate the fact that they are prioritizing Halvard as the person to be cured. These two are ranged attackers, so they will not be affected by the melee combat. Halvard will, however, have to withdraw. We're gonna have to go and step in. And that's gonna clear out this location. At least it should do just that. Do I need to colonize it? Because on the previous one I did not have to colonize it, so... Or did I colonize it? Yeah, I did colonize it. We need to give you another upgrade, huh? Sailor. Produce more money. Lore Master will produce more lore. Miners, Scouts, the Brewers increase the happiness. Let's go with the Brewers. Which region is currently under attack? This one with the Lore Master. Unfortunately, one Lore Master has fallen, which mostly is unfortunate. I hate the fact that I really cannot control who is being healed or cured by the healers. That is just the biggest middle finger to you as a player. Let's try to go with this for now. That's gonna tap seriously into our coin reserves. I really hate the fact that we were able to lose so much food just due to an unfortunate situation here. And that one Lore Master is also unfortunate. Casualty. But I cannot be building a freaking tower everywhere because it's just impossible to do so. I mean, in these two regions, sure, maybe a tower here, a tower there will not hurt anyone. If I do have actually a villager, I can do exactly that. Right, we do have the wood, we do have the coin. So we're gonna establish the defense grid over here. And the units are gonna be responsible for holding the other line. We don't have enough food. We're losing food still, shockingly enough. Do I have a spare villager? Yes, I do. Can I upgrade this building? No, I cannot because I do not have access to 2 more stone. Ain't that a load of BS? And the iron deposit is gonna be depleted as well soon here. Hardstone reduces extra firewood consumption during winter by 50% and reduces the winter food penalty by 20%. This lore master is gonna have to withdraw itself. Halvard is gonna have to go over here and defend this region. This is why I said that I need to set up these defense towers over here so that the forces don't have to keep running back and forth like a bunch of dummies from point A to point B. It's really annoying, and especially considering the fact that they tend to prioritize halberd, it makes it that much more annoying. We can directly upgrade the smiths so that they do their work a bit faster. We can do upgrade for the sailor, and we can do an upgrade for even the medics. Can you please build another one of these lovely towers over here so that there is at least some sort of defense set up for protecting us from the enemy. I could theoretically develop this zone for 50 gold, but I will have to abandon this trade route rather fast here in order to start actually making some money. It did affect us a bit. We are still producing surplus of food. We do have 33 people in our clan as is, so that's quite a lot. But keeping in mind the fact that, yeah, we're gonna have to maintain the food production in order to keep the people fed is also a huge factor here. And because I cannot build more sheepfold and I simply do not see another stone deposit on this map, it's impossible for me to keep upgrading these structures even further. So I do not know if I can establish a trade route that would involve exchange of stone. And I think we would be only able to do it with live. So we would get, we would lose 0.2 stone and we would get 0.07 stone, which is just horrible. So we're gonna keep this with the kobols regarding the wood because the wood is never being really affected. Okay, so the mine has been depleted now. The 2 of you lovely people will have to return and do something else. Maybe we will have to establish another merchant or trading company or whatever. And we can try to do upgrade for the sailors. We do have quite a lot of iron to go around here with, to use for whatever purpose we might need. 540 is something which we cannot really do right now. We can theoretically sacrifice the sheep in order to colonize this region. And the drough has been able to respawn in the meantime, so at least the surplus of sheep is gonna be able to be used up. And we're gonna burn through this food reserve. Get rid of the drough tombs so that they will stop respawning. Sacrifice this sheep. You are a villager who can return back to work. Portals leading to Helheim have opened. So we're gonna have an influx of enemies popping in. And we need to monitor this rather closely because I have played this game and I have had the enemy pop in multiple locations, but it looks like the portals are only gonna open up in here with the circle of stones. I know that we are full on population, but I don't know if I want to have more people and more mouths to feed. Theoretically, we can do that without having too many problems. But I have to also make sure that we are gonna have some sort of job for these people. Marketplace would help us greatly. So theoretically, we can construct that. No, can we do that? I don't know if this marketplace is gonna be able to be constructed now. If I'm being honest. Maybe it's just because I started to build these buildings before this house has been touched. So I don't know if it's gonna actually allow this or if the defense tower actually counts as a structure. We certainly need to allocate our forces here. Our axe throwers need to go to the back, our warriors to the front, and Halvard needs to join our forces here in order to withstand the drough assault on our location. And thirdly, what I can do is put down a defense tower over in this region, but I don't think the kobols are going to be interested in attacking us as is. What do we have here? Lore masters produce 15% more lore. Healers increase healers' healing speed by 15%. They also produce 15% more food. Let's go with that. Where we are under attack. Question is if the tower, yeah, the tower was able to withstand the assault because it was a simple wolf. So what usually happens is, normally these attacks from these portals tend to happen like after winter, but maybe they keep changing it for purposes of keeping it entertaining for me. I don't know what to tell you. We are able to apparently buy stuff here. I'm not sure if I'm capable of making money in here. Maybe, just maybe, we're gonna be able to build up another one of the trading posts. Put down more workers. So 2 more villagers. Set up another trade route so that we can start trading even with food as a potential other source. And we can try to trade with these massive giants. Look at these guys. They look so freaking awesome. Look at that beard. God, I love that beard. Okay, so the drough has spawned in. Lore Master is joining the ranks. Actually, both of them are, and one of them is taking quite the damage from being so proactive. Don't be so proactive if you don't have to be. And what is the next research? We can do military attack, and then we can do fur coats or defensive strategy, and we can do even the Welder's Blessing, so we are even more happier. 38 people. Woo, we are really pushing it out there. Really pushing it out there. Thankfully, there is some sheep that has been accumulated over the time. So if we're gonna be too damn desperate for colonization purposes, or if we're gonna run too low during the winter season, we're gonna be able to sacrifice these suckers. So let's put them over here. And we're gonna build a trade route. Jotnar are the giants, but we cannot really do anything with iron besides live. Stone is only live. Wood is kobolds and live. And we can do Jotnar with food, so... Or theoretically, you know what? Let's change this to go with the kobolds. And then we're gonna switch if we have the blessing. We don't. For the trade route over here for food trade. So this marketplace is actually gonna switch to kobolds. So once we gain access to that, we're gonna boost even further what we are able to produce. And we're gonna go with Northgard for a bit. We're gonna spend that money, but we're gonna gain even further boost for commercial influence, which is the primary goal here. I do not know what other side objectives you can obtain in this region, but I'm quite sure having whatever is necessary or whatever additional goals there might be here can be quite interesting. So there are quite a couple of things which we can do. We do want to get the upgrade for the lore masters, if possible. We do have 4 of them after all. We still have a crap ton of iron as is. We did obtain somehow lots of stone, which is awesome. So theoretically upgrading the sheepfold number 1. Sheepfold number 2. There was somewhere the other spare sheep somewhere. God, I don't know where it is, but I saw it somewhere. So now all 3 sheepfolds are fully upgraded, so we should be producing even more food. Theoretically, we can go for upgrade for these structures so that we can get more soldiers. And ladies can be axe throwers so that they can support our forces from back. There's the gazer. I do not really see the valkyries who were here before. It looks like, wow, the ravens have actually colonized the kobols camp. So I don't know if they killed them by doing so. It looks like shield bearers standing there, so theoretically it might have happened. Everything is possible. There are 2 wolf dens here, which can be cleared out. 670 food, that's quite a large portion. But we can afford that. Even during the winter now, we are producing a surplus of food. So let's go bananas here. Let's start clearing out these puppies. This is gonna put additional buffer zone between us and whatever might appear. A warm and pleasant zone gives +2 happiness and reduces 10% of food wood consumption in winter if controlled by us. Interesting. If we would be able to capture this place for 800 food, we would be able to put down a defense tower and therefore put a buffer between us and the ravens. So I don't know what can be the bonus objective. Maybe it can be something really weird. We can actually put up an upgrade for the woodcutters. That way we are producing even more stuff at a faster rate. We are spending our money way too damn fast, so we're gonna have to return back to the standard trade route. This way it's gonna allow us to resume back or return back to our surplus of coin, and once we have some decent surplus, we're gonna be able to start spending it again in order to gain a decent advantage over the Raven clan. But I'm quite sure, knock on the wood, I'm not gonna F this up at this point. So it took me like 4 attempts to get it started properly, which just shows that probably playing this game on easy is not the best choice for you. And considering how fun this can be, and with the added challenges which can keep appearing on these maps, Northgard is definitely an interesting RTS which you should consider. If you do not want to spend too much money, there is also the possibility for you to get it during some sale. There was the winter sale, that was lots of fun. I did get a bunch of games for the channel. I don't know at what pace I'm going to be able to keep uploading the content for them. Some of the games, unfortunately, did not really work out or turn out the way I would hope for them to. So some of them I might request a refund for, which is most unfortunate. But then again, you just never know. I, for example, tried Valheim, or what you call the damn game, and I love Minecraft. I don't play it too much, but the fact that it's so intuitive and you can so easily pick it up and start it off and learn these blueprints, and then it just depending on how much you want to commit to the damn thing. On, for example, if you're gonna learn certain skills or like how the red sand or what's the weird red thingy called and used as, is totally up to you. But Valheim, I got started and I just absolutely did not feel that the game was intuitive. It took forever just for me to figure out the basic concepts of how certain things work, so I was not really that ecstatic. Really need to contest probably this location in order to put some buffer zone. I cannot believe the Ravens have actually eliminated the entire kobold tribe here, which has kind of affected our trade routes. So we're gonna have to go with Jotnar. for food now, and once we gain access to this, we're gonna go with the food trade. So trading food increases your trade routes crowns income by 50% and by 70 on a zone with a natural food source. Trade routes with Jotnar earn you 50% more relationship. So that is all related to the actual giants. So we're gonna get there quite soon. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get that bonus or blessing or lore before it's too damn late. Definitely should consider colonizing this or this. In order to create some sort of buffer zone, I would probably advise doing building over there. We're gonna redraw, and I would really love it if we can get this, because we don't have a buffer between here and here. So getting a hold of this location and maybe this iron deposit would not be the worst thing ever. I don't know if it belongs to just about anyone, but I'm gonna step in and start to colonize this location. Take a villager, construct a defense tower here in order to hold our ground, claim it as our own. We're gonna go with the food trade, and now I want to see what's the current situation with this. So we are getting quite the nice profit here for trading food, especially with the Jotnar, who are now becoming more and more friendlier towards us. We can establish a mine here for this iron deposit, but still have a crap ton of iron as is. Upgrades are slowly coming in, but we were able to get quite a lot of them, so it's all good. And soon enough, we are gonna reach the 2,000 points. So I do wonder what other objectives would theoretically pop up over here. We do have more fame than live, so we are definitely doing something correct. And we're gonna have the fires soon, so we're gonna have to start to fix the buildings, which is more annoying than you would think. Even this blacksmith shop has been affected, so let's run over there. I know you guys are unhappy that I'm no longer allowing more people to come in here into our clan, but I kind of do want to make sure that we have a steady food production and that we are able to maintain the population. You know what? We do have plenty of lore masters. Let's build the mine here. I should have actually constructed the defense tower over here. Where is a civilian, a villager of sorts? So almost everything is upgraded. We can thirdly then start to... No, don't try to do that. I want you to actually fix up the damn building. Oh, so it's now fixed. Okay, never mind then. That was awkward. If you want to help him, sure. 2 smiths are, I guess, better than 1. And we can upgrade the basic villagers so that they are able to start repairing everything and do whatever they need to do. Blah, blah, blah. Sure, let's build another house. Apparently we are able to afford it. Soon enough, we're gonna reach that goal. What the hell is this? Altar of Kings. Yeah, we don't have Altar of Kings. Why don't we have Altar of Kings? We are missing quite a lot of money in order to actually afford that. And stone! Son of a biscuit. It produces food, wood, and gold, and also lore. For every 200 points of fame we get, it also provides 50% fame when built and +1 happiness. So awesome, so awesome. But without having access to the stone, we really cannot do that much. This place is being recontested by the enemy, so let's try to stop that. And theoretically, you can run over here and try to put down another defense tower, because that's all we have been doing once this wolf has been cleared out. That's a bad dog. Bad dog. Construct the tower. clear out this zone. 950 is kind of rich for my blood. And I don't know if it's even necessary for me to keep expanding further. If we just have like a decent buffer zone with enough defenses and everything, we should be okay. So we have reached the goal. Rick, our trade supremacy over the region is now established. Any resource that goes through this statuary will have to go through us. Congratulations, my lords. I have been bested, fair and square. I suspect my master will not take this kindly. However, so do enjoy this imagine of yours while it lasts. While this region has outlived its usefulness to me, I bid you farewell. I am less than eager to hear Hagen's reaction to this. No doubt I am in for an earful. Halvard, what an uncanny reaction. She had fought with fierceness and resolve, and yet her praise seemed sincere. Rick, Brand, Halvard, I've just heard from Egil. He has tracked Hagen down for a region nearby, and so I shall join him now. I should ask you to fortify what we've built here. Brand, I'm glad your revenge is at last within your reach. Be safe, my lord. We will join you soon as we can. Halvard, do keep in mind, all our future operations can connect to this region by establishing a trade route from a trading post. And now it's gonna do that weird thing where it all glitches out and fucks up my recording. Yep. And so that is chapter 4, trade route established. Now I do wonder, what are the bonus objectives? Force the Raven clan to surrender. Trade with all neutral factions at the same time over 1 month. Have 12 merchants and 6 sailors active at one time. God damn, that's a lot of merchants. But if you want to trade with all the other clans, sure, it makes sense, but that's gonna be it for this one. So if you did like it, give it a big thumbs up, helps a lot with the algorithm. I do understand that Northgard is not the newest game around the blog, but I have this weird thing about covering all sorts of games on the channel. So if you're not a huge fan of Northgard, go check out the link in the video's description. It will lead you to the channel, as I publish fun content on a weekly basis and I do all sorts of stuff. So I will see you either in the comment section or at the next upload. Thank you all for watching. Stay safe out there. Do let me know what you would have done differently, and do not spoil the game for me, because I have obviously not covered the campaign as of now. Thank you all, and bye-bye for now.